Hey, what's going on, friend? Let me ask you a question. How do you cope with stress? When I think of biblical characters, I can think of two or three that underwent some deep stress in their life. For example, Elijah. That man was threatened by Jezebel that he was going to be stopped breathing soon. Oh boy, he took off to the woods. Or how about Job, when he started losing everything, right? Or Jeremiah, stressed so much that he wrote a book called Lamentations. Wow, and Jeremiah really had it hard. Now, how about Jesus? Do you see Jesus ever losing it? How about when he entered the temple and started flipping tables? Interesting, right? I'm reading this book called Cracking the Stress Problem. Pretty awesome book. And I want to share an assessment. I found an assessment that I want to share with you. So grab a pen and paper and write the following numbers down. And you'll add them up at the end of the assessment. All right? So here we go. Give yourself 10 points if you have a supportive family around you. All right? 10 points if you actively pursue a hobby. 10 points if you belong to some social or activity group that meets at least once a month. All right, other than your family, of course. 15 points if you are within 5 pounds of your ideal body weight. Considering your height, of course, and bone structure. All right, so 15 points if you practice some form of deep relaxation at least 3 times a week. All right, 5 points for each time you exercise 30 minutes or longer during the course of an average week. An interesting one. 5 points for each nutritionally balanced and wholesome meal you consume during the course of an average day. All right. And 5 points if you do something that you really enjoy, which is just for you during the course of an average week. All right. 10 points if you have some place in your home that you can go in order to relax or be in yourself or be with yourself, right? And then 10 points if you practice time management techniques in your daily life. All right. What is your score? Now, check this out. We are going to do some subtraction, okay? So, 10 points, subtract 10 points for each pack of cigarettes you smoke during the course of an average day. 5 points for each evening during the course of an average week that you bring work home. I think that a lot of people are working from home now, so maybe after you clock off, you're still at work. I don't know. But that doesn't apply to you, it doesn't apply to you. 5 points if you take medication to fall asleep. Now, obviously, right? You can tell by now that the higher number, the less stressed you are. I want you to do this. I want you to take a good look at that list and try to bring your score up this coming week, or perhaps tomorrow morning, or today. There is one of my favorite Bible verses, comes from Matthew chapter 11, 28 through 30. And here is Jesus, and I can imagine him talking about the stressful times in life, that perhaps the stress, perhaps some deep stress, perhaps some suicidal thoughts. I don't know. But this verses says the following. Come to me, all you who are weary and burdened, and I will give you rest. Verse 29. Take my yoke upon you and learn from me, for I am gentle and humble in heart, and you will find rest for your souls. And I love verse 30. For my yoke is easy and my burden is light. You know, this verse speaks to all of us because at some point we are all weary and burdened and in need of rest. The yoke that it's talking about, it's kind of a wood thing that they would put on top of cattle. So two cows or bulls will travel together or work the field together. It's interesting that Jesus here doesn't promise to lift up the burden off completely, but says that it's a lot lighter than what we are carrying now. What he does promise is to lift the burden off completely from our souls. He promises. The fact is that you and I will never be able to completely be free of stress. The only way you and I can be completely free of this is to be dead. Therefore, let me suggest 3 things you can do to alleviate stress based on this verse. Number 1, spend time alone by yourself. Spend some time in solitude. Spend some time alone with no distractions and wait until God speaks to you. Number 2, get some good rest. We all need it. We all carry busy lives, but our bodies need rest. And number 3, submit and take up Jesus' yoke. How does that look like? Have a real and deep conversation with God and others, because conversating is how we all heal. Believe it, live it, share it.